The injuries were a big story. I imagine everyone's talking about Patrick Mahomes, and we should touch on that situation. No worse thing could have happened. And we saw the week before and the heat packs and what was going on. And of course, it brings up these questions. It's how long was this going on? Was he hurt? How hurt was he all year? All of these things. Tears his ACL. There's less than 2 minutes left in this game. I turned the TV off. It was hard to watch. If there's one person that I do have faith that will, I don't know if do we have his tweet that he sent? Can we pull that up? Sorry to ask so late. Sent, obviously a message saying that I'll be back better than ever. I believe him. I think it's going to be a long road, a tough road. He already had one this year with everything that's going on. But if there's one person that can do it, it is Patrick Mahomes. Sending love to him, to his family, to Brittany, to everybody on their respective team, the team. And he'll be back. The team now has a rough go of it as they did. They're eliminated. There's that. And I guess the way, can I see that tweet? Could possibly pull it? I can find it. Sorry. I thought it was a really good one from him. Not every quarterback sends tweets like that. Sorry. It says, don't know why this had to happen. I'm not going to lie, it hurts. But all we can do now is trust in God and attack every single day over and over again. Thank you to Chiefs Kingdom for always supporting me and for everyone who has reached out and sent prayers. I will be back. Back stronger than ever, ? I'd say so. He's a young 30-year-old quarterback. We've seen the best do this. It's weirdly, oddly, the comps are being made, of course, to Tom Brady when this happened to him. It sort of takes a year. We've talked about these injuries to quarterbacks and, what happened with Aaron Rodgers, lower leg injury. The next year kind of rough, and then comes out and looks great, and that's at the age of 40. So it's all ahead of him for Patrick Mahomes. So what is it going to look like around him is the real question. And how they handle this, right? Surgery, I imagine they'll handle it into next year. Likely he'll miss a chunk of time. It's hard to even watch this. And then I was looking, I said, where's Travis? And I saw him walk in. I saw him give the 2 knocks on the door like he always does. They were at home for this one. And what does this mean for his decision? Because going into 2025, as going into 2024, it's what does this look like? Do I want, and am I waiting for a storybook ending, a 4th ring, or will I know when I'm done? Am I going to go until the wheels come off? He looked better. He got himself in such good shape this year. I think the loss to the Eagles had a lot to do with him deciding to come back, because I'm not going to go out with that kind of a sting. I'm not going to go out so beaten up like this team was in New Orleans last year. And then with this news, not only are they eliminated early, they won't be in the AFC Championship for the first game in forever. But Mahomes, this injury might take them into the season next year. Long recovery. What the uncertainty about Mahomes? How much does Mahomes affect? Obviously we've talked about his effect on like Andy Reid now. Andy Reid can't retire as long as Mahomes is there. That's true. But what about Travis from his vantage point? This wasn't their season. Long road back. I do want to make it clear it's not the end for them. We've talked about whether or not it's their year or how it ended. And of course, this ACL throws a longer wrench into things, I guess. But there's also like Chris Jones. What do you do with him? You owe him a lot of money. Are you going to fix your run game? What maybe high-level coaching changes? I'm not talking about Andy, but is there a little juice you need to add? Switch up the receivers. I don't know if we have that right. Get on the same page with Veach and Andy. We did see the Patriots go through something very similar in the middle of their dynasty. I know that Chiefs don't like to comp it to the Patriots, but it's not like it's a bad comp. You want to be the Patriots, right? And what they were able to do. And you're seeing now how hard it is to do that. But I don't doubt the Chiefs. I don't doubt their ability to retool, get this O-line to where it needs to be. The biggest issue for them is going to be these Broncos and these Chargers, because even in those 2 years, or even those couple of years, I think that the Jets got to the AFC Championship game. Sanchez, all that happened during the reign of Tom Brady. The division with the AFC West seems a little more lethal than what the AFC East was in those Tom Brady years. And that's something that Pat's never had to deal with. The crown is up for grabs. Who wants it? Who deserves it? Probably the Broncos. Sitting pretty there with the 1 seed. Believers out there. I loved it. I loved it so much. They deserve to be in control of the AFC. This was like an emphatic F-U. We belong here. Underdog what? What did I tell you? The best possible thing was for them to be underdogs going into this game at home, where Bo is then saying we're the overdogs after. You think that's the line he came up with? That sounds like something that Sean was saying to this team all week long, and then it just naturally, by repetition, came out of Bo's mouth in the post-game interview. I would guess that after win number 11 in a row, they're probably not going to be underdogs. Any game, maybe even the Super Bowl from here on out. The Packers come into this one red hot, okay? Taking down the Bears at home, all of that. I don't know what was going on with the defense, but Bo did whatever he wanted. He was comfortable, he had time, he was executing, having his way, okay? I think there's been this feeling that if the Broncos defense is playing well and they lean on the run game, which is number 2, Bo can maybe give them just enough to win in the playoffs. I don't want to hear that again after yesterday. Do I think he did enough to change the narrative? Yes. Do I think he changed the narrative on himself? No. He's going to have to do it in the Super Bowl. And then if they win the Super Bowl and he doesn't, do what he did here, I don't know that it's going to be seen that way. We have this label on Bo that I just talked about. But this was not the first time, okay? He showed us once again that he can put this team on his back and totally take over when he needs to. 302 yards against the Packers defense. He became the first quarterback to throw for 4 scores against Green Bay since Jeff Hafley took over as the DC last year. And this defense, it's not all on Bo. This defense with the Packers, they were outcoached. They didn't have their stuff together. They didn't. And then now you lose Micah. And now Packers, I don't know how to feel about you. And you guys don't know how to feel about yourselves based on what we're seeing off Twitter this morning. But why do I have faith in this team in January? You can say the defense and Surtain certainly. And I don't know why they kept throwing at Surtain, but that's enough story for another day. But I believe in Bo. I trust Bo. I trust Bo in the clutch. I trust him in January, and they're the clear favorites to win the AFC on FanDuel right now. Plus 320. Buffalo second, Pats drop, and I'll get into that game in a second. But let's talk about the Packers here for a moment, shall we? Packers at Chicago on Saturday. What a game, a Saturday night game on Fox. How exciting. That got moved, huh? Yeah? Hamilton? Ham? Where did that get moved from?
Yeah. I believe that got moved. Sorry, it was a Sunday afternoon game.
Oh, Sunday afternoon game. So now we're playing a day early. We're playing in Chicago. That tells you all you need to know about how big that game is, the rivalry, the madness of that all. But now it kind of this matchup to me gets a punch in the face, and I think Green Bay might lose this game because they don't have Micah. I think Micah is that big of a deal. This is the worst thing that can happen to this team. You could say, oh, losing your quarterback. Malik somehow keeps this team alive at some point. It's Micah. They became the favorites when they added Micah. Having this happen, non-contact injury, this is brutal. He was the piece that separated them from everyone in the NFC because he made everybody else do their job, do it better. And then there's the tone setting that he brings, the FU that he brings to that defense that they so need. Him, I think he keeps Valentine and Nixon and all of these guys and Blitzen and I want to say these guys on their toes. He keeps them doing their job. The Packers, they're a win at Chicago away from moving back into the 2 seed. So has the sky completely fallen? No, but this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. I'm keeping eyes on Evan Williams. I don't know if he's 100% right. He got a little banged up in that one. Christian Watson, LaFleur saying he's fine. He had a bit of a chest injury. Injuries plague him as well, of course. And if they play, I will say, there's a chance they play at Lambeau, right? Until at least the NFC title game. That will be huge for them. So let's not act like the season is over. I mean, because if you really look at what's going on in your house, another game where you can't get comfortable with them. And that's what sucks about this Packers team. You can't go into a game, at no point are you comfortable. At no point are you I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get the consistency, and now you don't have Micah. But I will say, if you look at the field of the NFC, do we have it? Can I see the NFC standings? Thank you. If you take a look here, yeah. You're outside of the Rams, who do you really trust all that much? Don't you like the Packers just as much as you like everybody else? And they're sitting there still at plus 600. Got to take care of business against those Bears. But it's their NFC as much as it is everybody's outside the Rams, too. I guess we'll have to really see how serious it is with Devontae Adams, but they're scoring at will. Your MVP is Matthew Stafford. I don't care how good Josh Allen looked. I know he could make up some ground on May and overcome him, but it's Drake May. It's Stafford's award, and it's the Rams season until approved, because you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting week in, week out as they play.